Okay, we can officially start the event now. Baby dog's taking her seats. I'd like to welcome everybody here today. Just briefly, I'm Jeff Miller, Executive Director of the West Virginia Parkways Authority. This event today, Jimmy Riston's got a much more ceremonious event planned with the governor than I do, but I figured I'd take the opportunity while we're here, and if you hadn't happened to notice, but behind us here we've got a pretty large-scale construction project going on, and I figured I'd take a quick opportunity just to give a brief update on where we are. But if you recall, and many of the people that were in the crowd today, November 2022, the governor, Secretary Riston, and myself, we met in the Tamarack Conference Center to make an announcement that we were going to redesign and redevelop all the West Virginia travel plazas on the West Virginia Turnpike. So I'm here to say, obviously, you've been driving by these now for going on almost 2 years, you know, kind of wondering where we are, and I'm happy to announce that I think the progress on these are going very well. You can see behind me, obviously, it's a dramatic, beautiful canopy that reaches out across the building there that's going to go over top of the fueling stations. I think many of the people, we have 36.5 million transactions on the West Virginia Turnpike every year. 80% of those are out-of-state and commercial truck traffic. We've got to be able to provide a place for them to stop and to rest, you know, for their families to refuel, to get a bite to eat. The glass houses of the 50s and 60s meant a lot to this area, so when we had the opportunity to redesign these with the assistance of our architect, HNTB, and our contractor, Paramount Builders, we took a hard look at what would the people want. We, I think, came up with a beautiful design, something that meets today's modern standards, but also a little throwback to what the West Virginia Turnpike had at one point. So we hope that by the end of this year, Governor Justice will be cutting the ribbons as a governor and not as a U.S. Senator. We get them done before then. So we're really looking forward to that, and I'm really pleased. And at this time, it's my honor and my pleasure. I'm going to turn the microphone over to Secretary Riston, and I think he's got a big announcement to make on behalf of the DOH. Thank you all.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. You know, we definitely are one DOT. We work hand in hand with all of our transportation agencies, and we've been doing that for quite some time now, thanks to the great leadership of our governor. We're standing here not in the shadows of this great project that Jeff has going on, but we're also, if you look just a little further out there on the turnpike itself, that was the first Roads to Prosperity project that we got under contract. So the governor's told me a lot of times, you know, the more complicated a question is, the more simpler the answer is. So when you talk about transportation in West Virginia, the answer is always the Roads to Prosperity program. He brought in that big, bold vision to us, and we have cut so many ribbons, so many projects that took time, took decades and decades because we underinvested in our infrastructure. The governor's program, which we executed as faithfully as possible, has really changed the landscape of the state of West Virginia. So much so that we were able to invest even more in our infrastructure, even more to date. And with the signing today, in the last 5 years, $816 million of general revenue surplus money that has been grown through this economy thanks to, in 2017, when we elected this man, he had a vision to put transportation at the forefront and focus on education, and that's exactly what we've done. We've worked hard, we've grown our economy, we've cut taxes time and time again. It's a great day to be a West Virginian. It's a great, great day to be a West Virginian. I would like to clarify just a couple of things. You know, you see this this really good investment that Jeff's making with Parkways Authority here on the rest areas. None of the general revenue funds will be going to that project. The project that we'll be working on will be paving for the citizens of West Virginia on the secondary roads. We will not be putting money on the turnpike. This will be paving for our secondary roads. That's what our citizens have told us we need, We've been out there diligently for the last few months patching those potholes. I know a lot of you think that maybe that patching is kind of a waste of time, but they have to be repaired before I can pave them. So we're off and running. We're ready to go. And thanks to the leadership of the governor, bringing the legislature back in, being the leader that he is, getting the consensus. Once again, we're going to have $150 million to pave West Virginia secondary roads. I will swing right back to the turnpike for one more second, Jeff, because I started off telling you about the complicated questions having real simple answers. Any question about the West Virginia Turnpike, the answer is real simple. The answer is Easy Pass. Buy an Easy Pass. It's the best bargain in the country. Thank you very much. One small thing, you're seeing road work all over the state. You can't go anywhere without seeing those folks just like that. Turn around, look at them. These are the guys that make it happen. These are the guys that make it happen. Let's make good decisions when you put that key in the ignition, because they're dependent on you to make good decisions. They absolutely are. We're going to get your roads in the shape that you deserve, in the shape that you want them in, but you have to do your part. You got to make good decisions when you're operating your vehicles. Let's do that for each other. A bad decision out there on these highways can last a lifetime. Let's make good decisions. Without anything further, I would like to introduce the great governor of the state of West Virginia, Governor Jim Justice.
Well, thank you, Jimmy, and don't think it goes unnoticed that I walk out here and there's not a single one of you that clap, and then absolutely baby dog comes walking out and all kinds of you are clapping. Could we do this, please? Because I can't stand this. We've got a bunch of chairs up here, especially all the ladies. Why don't y'all come down here and sit down? I mean, I hate to have y'all standing up. Come on, if you want. If you don't, it's up to you. But and then please come on. But if you don't choose to, that's up to you. And then, if we have a chair left, somebody's real old that needs to sit down, Bird White could sit down somewhere. But let me just tell you just this. You can't imagine how proud I am to be here, I mean, just think about it just for a second. There was a day not long ago that I rode my bike from Northwestern Avenue to the Little League Park to either play a game or to practice. There was a day not very long ago that over on Ford Street, we lived in a rented house right across from the cemetery, the next to the last house on Ford Street, right across from where Colony Drug used to be. Literally, I was a little boy that grew up with grandparents that didn't have indoor plumbing. And now, I have the opportunity to be here as your governor. For crying out loud, it's proud beyond belief. And Jimmy mentioned just little things that have probably been forgotten over and over. But the idea of the Easy Pass, it started out, it was going to cost you $8. $8 for people that were going up and down the turnpike and everything, and spending $12 to go from one end to the other and back if they were going, I think that's correct, if they were coming from Princeton. We have done so much. But absolutely, how have we done it? How have we done it? And here's exactly how we've done it. First of all, we've been blessed by the good Lord beyond belief. And any of you that believe differently are out in left field as far as I'm concerned. Because absolutely all you've got to do is just look around and you'll see miracles happening everywhere. Absolutely, they don't work without the good Lord and His hand. Now, with all that, then the next thing, how did we do it? We did it because all these folks out here, all of you, all of us, we joined our hands together and we ran across the finish line together. We did it. For God's sakes a living, we did it. You know, now, and then along came a baby dog. And she loves every one of you. It's hard to believe. A bulldog's not supposed to do that. But she makes you smile, and she loves every one of you. Now again, a blessing or a coincidence from God above. That wasn't supposed to happen either. For crying out loud, you know, I was sitting there on Christmas Eve 4+ years ago when my son and daughter just reached this little 10-week-old bulldog puppy over my shoulder, and the first thought that went through my mind was, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Because I knew what she was going to grow into. And she does love chicken nuggets. And she is recovering really well from her ACL surgery. They shaved her whole butt in, and she's still got a little spot that hadn't quite filled in, but she's doing really good. Now let me just tell you just this. Jeff Miller has done an amazing job. Jimmy Riston's done an amazing job. Chelsea Ruby with what we're doing right here in tourism all across this incredible state. Who could absolutely not say work well done? You know, again, we pull the rope and we make things happen. And just look right out on the other side of us right here and just think, you know, we're spending, I think, well in excess, I think it's $122 million on the plaza centers. Think of how much that will absolutely promote West Virginia. I mean, for God's sakes a living, all these people, I think there's like, if I'm correct, I think it's like 77% of the traffic on out here is from out of state. Well, 77% of them are out of state. They're all stopping now to travel plazas, and they're all getting a real look at West Virginia. Doesn't it make us better? Of course it does. Tons better. You know, with all that being said, just think of just simply this. And I'm not tooting my horn in any way, but when I walked in the door, for God's sakes a living, you couldn't drive to the convenience store for destroying your full vehicle on the way to the convenience store. Our roads were in so disrepair, it was off the chart. Now, if you look at any standard of life for people that want to come here or whatever, there's two things. The first thing they look at is how the schools. That's the first thing people ask. And I've tried to commit so much money to our schools and to education and to 5 pay raises, unbelievable, and on, and we still got a bunch of work to do, but we're better. And the second thing they look at in standard of life is highways. And I truly give all the credit to the good Lord on this, but I was standing in the shower when the idea came, and it was just this. I said, what would we have to do if we let every highway that is on the books today, what would it cost every living, breathing West Virginia, babies, all of us, what would it cost us? And all of a sudden we found out it wasn't that much. And then all of a sudden we used a way to get that away from every living, breathing human in West Virginia to just a little teeny bit here on the gas tax or whatever it may be, to where you wouldn't even feel it in any way. And all of a sudden, then we headed to a vote and a referendum of doing something that was 6 times bigger than has ever been done before. And boom, we took off. We took off in this state. And before you know it, you turn around 9 times and everything, and every single travel guide and everything else now is saying things that nobody would have ever believed. West Virginia is the place you ought to go. And before you know it, here we go. Now, in my State of the State address, I said we need, again, with our surplus dollars and everything, to commit another $150 million to highways, to just fixing our roads and doing everything. And you see all the equipment that's going up and down the road. For crying out loud, you could see your face in the reflection coming off of brand new equipment. We sold our equipment. Do you realize that in prior administrations, we sold our maintenance equipment because we didn't have a dime to pee. We didn't. Today, we got great equipment. And today, we're doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. Now, I'm going to sign a bill right here. I congratulate all those that are working on these incredible travel plazas and everything. I congratulate Jeff for a great job. Way to go in every way. And all of you guys that are workers in the back and everything, that work for transportation and everything, God bless you. And I would tell all of y'all here, absolutely watch what you're doing, because all these orange cones and all these people that are back here absolutely deserve to get their dinner bucket and go home tonight. And they're standing there with people going by at 70 miles an hour, and they're standing there 3 feet away. You got to be careful. You got to be really careful. That goes for all of us. Every single last one of you, and me included. We got to be really careful, because they're doing work that is absolutely the best of the best. I can never thank you enough. That's all there is to it. It's been a big time honor. I would tell whomever follows me, you know, this has been a really a great honor for me. And not only that, we have got this thing cooking like crazy. Don't screw it up. Don't screw it up now. For God's sakes of living, it is too blooming good. Don't screw it up. And don't think for a second that we don't have the capabilities, me included, of doing that. I mean, I'm the one that turned Baby Dog's butt around at the State of the State address and said to the world, if you don't like West Virginia and everything, here's what you got. And then I got in trouble for that, didn't I, Baby Dog? But listen, all I can say is, like I just said, I love to see you smile. I'm going to sign a bill signing right now. Thanks for helping me, Jimmy. Okay. This is Senate Bill 1002. This is an additional $150 million that we just called back into special session that was stripped away from my budget in the beginning, and we just got called back into special session, and lo and behold, I'm here today in my old hometown that I spent my whole life growing up in, absolutely signing a bill as your governor for $150 million to continue this momentum, continue this wave that we're sitting on the top of and riding, and boy, it is really fun. So let's keep doing it. I'm signing this right now. Why don't we do this? Why don't all you guys, especially that have the orange on, or not the orange, but lime or whatever it is, come up here. Come on up here. Now don't just piddle around. You got to move it. Come on. And all of you don't have it on. Come on, all of you. Come on, let's go. None of you got a gun or anything, do you? Here we go. Y'all go do some work.